Gervonta Tank Davis was accused by some people that don't like him of having stipulations with fighters in order to get advantages of them. Frank Martin himself has asked questions. His next opponent has answered questions about that. And we're going to talk about that and his answer, along with why this is one of the best fights that we're going to be able to see this year in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. Hey, before I get into the details, thank you to everybody that supports the channel in the super thanks. If you subscribe to the channel, hey, would be greatly thank you very much if you did, and if you have already, thank you for supporting. But let me thank, before I get into this, Matty O, Barbara D, Jay Mills, Big Mike, the whole super thanks crew. Can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys for those $5 hollers, $2 hollers, and all that stuff that allows me to do videos like this. Thank you. But let's get into this as fast as we can, because this is a fun conversation for me. Gervonta Davis, who is the WBA champion at 130 pounds, and he is the only champion at 135 pounds for the WBA, as Devin Haney dropped all his titles and moved up to 140 pounds. So Gervonta Davis has a fight coming up. It is rumored to be in Texas, and is rumored to be on Juneteenth, on the Juneteenth weekend. And it is going to be against a very good fighter, the number 3 rated fighter in the WBA, who goes by the name of Frank the Ghost Martin. Frank the Ghost Martin is promoted by Errol Spence Jr., and he is also trained by Derek James. This will be a very, very big fight for the boxing world, in my opinion, because it answers a lot of questions. First of all, you have one of the best fighters in the world, Gervonta Davis, who's my number 2 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. I got him below Terrence Crawford and above Monster Inoue. I have no idea how anybody can rate Monster Inoue above Gervonta Davis when they look at what they do in the ring. One guy is much more well-rounded than the other guy, and the guy that is, and that is Monster Inoue. Gervonta Davis is much more well-rounded than Monster Inoue is, and Gervonta Davis is as good or better at everything Monster Inoue is good at. So for me, just do not get how somebody can say that Monster Inoue is better than that guy. Regardless, he's one of the best fighters in the world, and he's going to be fighting somebody that people said that he would not fight, somebody that is not flat-footed, somebody that is not Latino, somebody that is from the United States, somebody that is black from the United States, an undefeated fighter, and somebody with knockout power and the ability to box on the back foot, ability to come forward. Just an all-around very, very solid fighter in Frank the Ghost Martin. Now, Frank the Ghost Martin is not a household name, that is for sure. But being a household name does not mean that you are better than some people that people hadn't heard of. Because at some point in time in everybody's career, they're not a household name. There was a point in time where Gervonta Davis was not a household name. Didn't mean he couldn't fight. There's a point in time that Floyd Mayweather Jr. was not a household name. Doesn't mean he couldn't fight. Same thing for Canelo Alvarez. Same thing for Terrence Crawford. Same thing for Pernell Whitaker. Goes on and on and on and on. And that's what Frank Martin is pointing to when he says, look, people are going to be surprised when they see what's going on. Now, as far as what is he's also proven in this fight, he's also proven that he's going to fight somebody without any stipulations, because Frank Martin was asked whether or not there was a rehydration clause or any other type of stipulations in the deal with Gervonta Davis. And Frank Martin said no. that he's going to be able to weigh whatever he wants to weigh walking into the ring, as long as he weighs 135 pounds in the ring. Now, this to me should put to rest a lot of accusations that get thrown around about Gervonta Davis. Gervonta has had rehydration clauses in contracts. 2 specific times that I know of it being there. One time was obviously with Ryan Garcia, who had a 10-pound rehydration clause and cried about it like a baby, even though he asked for the fight to be moved up from 135 pounds to 140 pounds. Gervonta said, I'm not going to fight you all the way at 140 pounds, but I'll let you fight and I'll give you 136, but we got to put a rehydration clause in. That was in exchange. That's a rehydration clause in exchange for moving the weight up. The other time it was reported was for a 140-pound fight against Mario Barrios, a full 140-pound against Mario Barrios. So the 2 times that it took place involved Gervonta moving up in weight. There's never been a time that I've heard that Gervonta has asked for a rehydration clause or had one in the weight class that he was fighting at 135 pounds. So we can put to rest the idea that there's a rehydration clause in there for Frank Martin. There wasn't a rehydration clause in there for the other guys that he fought at 135 pounds, as far as we know. Now, at the end of the day, you can believe it, you cannot believe it. Really doesn't make it too much of a difference, because people agree to what they agree to when they fight. The IBF, for example, whoever the IBF champion is, matter of fact, the fight with the that's going on for the IBF right next at 135 pounds, which is Vasily Lomachenko versus George Kambosos, has a 10-pound rehydration clause. The next day weigh-in, neither George Kambosos nor Vasily Lomachenko are going to be allowed to weigh in above 145 pounds. So that's not something that is unheard of. It's not something that is unfair to either fighter, especially if both fighters have to do it. And it's not something where you throw a stipulation like what was rumored to be in a contract between Canelo Alvarez and James Kirkland, where James Kirkland was not allowed to work with Ann Wolfe, who was James Kirkland's trainer, right? Because he always looked good with Ann Wolfe, but didn't look good with other trainers. So the rumor is that Canelo Alvarez made it impossible for him to work with her. But so I don't think it was anything like that. But at the end of the day, look, I'm happy we're getting this fight. I think that it's going to be an exciting fight. I know for sure both of these guys are going to be out there getting prepared. Gervonta already looks like he is in tremendous shape. Looks like he's in tremendous shape for that fight. Frank Martin looks like he's in tremendous shape for that fight, and we are still, a month and a half out away from it. Now, some people say that Frank Martin looks, a little bit, maybe a little bit too swole and looks too muscular, because he's lifting weights and all that, and that may slow him down. But I don't think so, man. I think he's always been pretty muscular, pretty strong guy. Gervonta Davis looks ripped. But at the end of the day, man, I can't wait to see the fight. I'm truly, truly looking forward to it. And you let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.